Every policy that has failed this city and so many others is a policy supported by Hillary Clinton. She supports the high taxes and radical regulation that force jobs out of your community, and the crime policies have made you far, far less safe.
So there's Donald Trump now making his case against Hillary Clinton, laying out his vision to jumpstart the economy. Clinton quickly hit back, calling his ideas old and tired. Well, Curtis Ellis is Mr. Trump's tax advisor. He helped write that speech, and good morning to you.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
What was the big point he was trying to make and emphasize?
The big point he was trying to make is right now we punish companies for making products in America, but we let them ship products in tax-free when they move overseas. We've got to reverse that. That's why we're going to lower the taxes, lower the regulatory burden, reform our trade policies, and reform our energy policies.
What's interesting about it is that some of this was more traditional talk about finances, and some of it was not when it comes to like TPP and also reworking NAFTA. But the quote that stuck out to me is kind of what you just referred to. The one common feature of every Hillary Clinton idea is that it punishes you for working and for doing business in the United States. Did you come up with that?
I would like to credit that myself with that, but actually I'll credit Donald Trump with that. He is on this case. He understands what it takes to do business in America, and he understands how the Clinton policies, the Clinton-Obama policies, have punished companies that actually make things here and hire Americans. They opened the door with NAFTA. They opened the door with China for this mass exodus of jobs and industries from this country to China and Mexico. And that's why we have the weak growth. That's why we have the high unemployment. That's why we have all the problems we have now. Add to that the regulatory burdens of a president who doesn't go to Congress to pass a law, but uses his pen and his phone to rule by decree and impose things on businesses.
When it comes to regulations, do you think voters understand what that does or not?
I'm not sure they really do, unless you're a farmer.
Because a lot of people are making a big deal out of it. Continue.
Yeah. If you're a farmer, you understand that when the EPA comes to you and says, you can't use this water, you got to do that, you got to do this. If you're a business owner, you understand if you're now being told what you have to do with your parking lot, with your this, with your that. Now, the average American who works for a living, they don't get hit with the regulations as much as they get hit with taxes, and that they experience the loss of jobs and the loss of opportunity because business can't do what they do.
Which was a big part of that address yesterday. You know, the response was going to come quickly, and it did. Hillary Clinton in Florida. Watch.
He wants to basically just repackage trickle-down economics. Now, you know that old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I feel like it's 1986.
Well, exactly right. Look, Hillary Clinton is one to talk about fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. It was Bill Clinton and Hillary, when they were in the White House last time, that opened the door and greased the skids for all jobs and industries to leave America. It's real funny. After she left Philadelphia, she visited a toy factory in Pennsylvania and said, these are the jobs of the future that I'm going to create. Hillary, let me remind you, it was your policies that moved the toy industry from America to China. And now you say you're going to fix it? As Donald Trump said, you don't hire the people that created the problem to fix the problem.
Two more things here. 3 tax brackets down from 7.
That's right.
Well, what does that do for American productivity?
It puts more money in your pocket, and that way you can buy the things that we make. And when Donald Trump's regulatory and trade reform go into practice, we're going to be making those products here in America. This is old-fashioned, prime the pump economics. We're going to have more money in our pockets to buy the things that we make.
But what he would say, and others would argue, is that a simpler system is a better system.
That's right. That's
How does that compute to productivity?
Oh, well, we're spending billions of dollars just preparing our tax forms, filling out paperwork, hiring all kinds of people to figure out what we have to give the government. Make it simple so we can spend our time actually making things instead of filling out forms.
One more point here. He made this speech on a day where the Washington Post had this rather extensive article about Hillary Clinton promising 200,000 jobs for upstate New York while she was U.S. Senator. Those jobs did not happen. How much more will we hear about that?
Probably that's about it. The from the Washington Post. Donald Trump is going to be talking about that all the time. She is responsible for destroying jobs. She's never created any jobs.
How would you rate yesterday's performance?
I think it was great. It was right on the money, talking about what the American people want to hear about, and he wasn't letting any of those organized hecklers distract him.
That's true. Did you see a measure of discipline in there that even people like you have wanted to see?
Absolutely. He's on message. He's on fire.
Curtis Ellis, thank you for your time today here in New York City. You bet. Come on back, okay?
Okay.
All right.